So I'll put the bearings back on, and then we'll get it all back in, and then we'll see where we are. And we're just going to slide them on for now. Spring one in. I think I went for that one. They look like they're running true to me, so that's a good sign. So I'll put the axle box retainers back on, and then we'll give it another dry run and see how much more lower this is to the other wheels. Yes, now that's better. We have a gap there now. We've got a good 5/8 there. Not the 3/4 that we were hoping for, but that could just be this. Most likely is actually. This is great because of the system that we're going to put between this bottom plate and the pony truck, which I've seen on somebody else's Tinkerbell, which is a great idea, using roller bearings. We still need more than this gap, and I don't really like the fact that there's no adjustment. We can't raise or lower this if we need to, like we can with the centre driver. So we're going to have to change this, and I don't like how close we are now. We've probably only got a good 10 mil, but it's okay. I have a cunning plan. Now hopefully you can see this little sketch on my little board. This is our current side frame of the pony, and obviously it has the plates that go here, here, and then there's one here. At the moment, our bearing sits inside this slot, which is fabulous, with the spring at the top, the spring here, and then the rest of the bearing that sits something like that. Now at the minute it sits, like I said, it sits inside that slot. Now what I'm considering is removing the top of the bearing and getting rid of the spring, but moving the bearing further out so that the bearing would be on the outside. Excuse my very poor drawing. We're then going to put some angle iron onto the side frame with the plate on with a hole. That looks quite terrible. So we'll do it from this view here, which is the underside. So we're going to put a piece of angle like so on both sides. On this angle we're going to put the 12 mil for the bearing to slide in, and at the very top, like here, this will be plated off with a hole in on both sides for us then to put a spring here, a spring there, with a, oh that was terrible, with a rod going up. That was terrible, wasn't it? With a rod going up, a bar across, which then will somehow attach to the bearing, and that, it'll be threaded on the bottom with a nut. That's terrible, absolutely terrible. I hope you're following along, but effectively we're going to do something that looks remotely like that, so hopefully it won't be as messy as that when we make it. Need to practice doing this. Right, so I've just got back from B&Q to buy this piece of 12x12, which, oh, my wallet cried when I paid for that, because there's nothing in the workshop. I had a quick hunt round and then I had nothing to use and nothing that I could weld, so I got that. over at Bridgeport, and with these angles that I've just chopped on the saw, I'm just going to take off a little skim on one side, one of the faces, just to make sure that these are square, because we want them to be as square as possible when we put it all together and weld it all up. Hopefully it won't distort too much. Let's rock and roll. Right, so I've got a parallel, and then I've got my piece of round stock, and I'll put that in. That's a lot more than I thought. Oh, it was a bit more than I expected to take off. Normally 4.85. So I've taken 0.6 off. Nice and square though.
1 hour later.
So what I've ended up doing is I've ended up machining the 12mm bar, because it's not actually 12mm, it's actually 1/2 inch, but it's labelled up as 12. Initially it didn't fit in the bearing. And then I'm going to go back to these angles and I'm just going to take that black off. So these fit now perfectly. A little bit of play, so it's not tight. So I'm happy with that. Right, so to help me put it together, I've made these two little jigs, which I'll show you how they work in a minute. That's the 10mm tall. We want the 12mm bar to sit 10mm in from that edge. So what we do is we're going to sit those on there, put them in the vise without getting my gloves stuck, slide them to the end, lift it up a bit because obviously there's that round bit, and now they're flat against the back and it's sticking out 10mm. That'll go on there. clamp that on. And then I can tack the ends and tack the middle. So I'll do the other 4 and then we'll get some stitch welds on it and then we'll get a machine down. If this video has been of interest to you, then please by all means click the subscribe button below and the notification bell and you'll be notified when we next release a video. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up, because that will help it share around to other like-minded people who are interested in similar things, and that will be really appreciated. Now you could go and check this video out up here, or you could go to our channel, which is the one down here. Stay safe. Laters.